Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, you're welcome. My name is Ansafon, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to help this channel grow. And if you're a member, you're welcome back. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you on how to draft a Victorian Corset pattern. So if you want to know how I do this, keep on watching. First thing I'm going to start by is by drafting my basic pattern. So I'm going to take my soldier measurement divided by 2. Mine is 14. 14 divided by 2 will give me 7 inch. Then I'm going to slant it down by 1 inch. After marking my 1 inch for the soldier slant, I will go ahead to put in my armhole dip, which around my armhole is 15. 15 divided by 2 will give me 7.5. I will still come here and mark this 7 inch here. After marking it, the next thing I'm going to do is to connect those points together. After connecting it together, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark from my soldier to my bust point, which mine is 10 inch, from my soldier to my under bust, which mine is 13.5, from my soldier to my half length, which mine is 15.5, from my soldier to the length of this corset, which mine is 19 inch. After marking it up, I'll go ahead to connect it up with a straight line. The next thing I'm going to do is I'll put in my bust pant measurement. Mine is 7 inch. 7 divided by 2 will give me 3.5, but I'm going to add half inch to it, okay? Altogether is 4. After marking it up, I'll go ahead to connect that with a straight line. Then I will come here at my chest line. I'm going to go up by 1 inch. After going up by 1 inch, the next thing I will do now is to come here to my armhole line. I will measure whatever I have from there to there and divide it by 2, which mine is 7.5 divided by 2 will give me 3.075. I'll go in by 3/4 inch, connect that like this with my armhole curve, or you can use your free hand if you want to. After connecting it with my armhole curve, I'll come here, I'll create my dark of half inch here and half inch here. Then I will come to my bust point line. I'm going to go down by 1 inch. That's to create an ease around our bust. Then I'm going to connect my dark together. Next thing I'm going to do is I'll measure from my soldier line to how deep I want the front to be. So I'll go in with 9 inch, but this is optional. You can go in with 9 inch, you can go in with 10 inch, or you can go in with 11 inch. This is really optional. So after doing so, I'll come here. I'm going to go out by 3/4 inch, and I'm going to go in here by 1 inch. Next thing I will do is to connect it together. And as well, I'm going to do the same thing to this other side. But before I go ahead to connect this other side, I will go down to from my chest line by half inch. Then I'm going to connect a straight line. Then now I'll take my calf ruler, my French calf, and connect this from here to the dark. I will connect this point here to this. That's from the 1 inch which I went down to my dark allowance. Here I'm going to do the same thing here. After doing so, what I will do is I'm going to go ahead to put my bust measurement. Round my bust measurement is 34. 34 divided by 4 will give me 8.5. I will mark it up. Then I'll replace back the 1 3/4 inch which I took back. I will replace it back. I will come here to my underbust line. I'll put 1/4 of my underbust, which mine is 30. 30 divided by 4 will give me 7.5. Then I'm going to replace back the 1/2 inch I took plus the 1/2 inch, which is 1 inch. Come here to my waistline. I will put 1/4 of my waist measurement, which mine is 28. 28 divided by 4 will give me 7 inch. Then I'm going to replace back the 1 inch of allowance. Connect all that with the ruler like this. The next thing I'm going to do now is I'll come here. I will kind of blend this up. The next thing I'm going to do is to measure whatever I have from here to here. I'm going to divide it by 2, which mine is 4.5. Divided by 2 will give me 2.025. I'll go ahead to connect that with a straight line. I'll go ahead to create my dark of 1/2 inch to the left and 1/2 inch to the right. Connect it just like so. After connecting it, the next thing I want to do is to blend this up because I want to avoid it from being too sharp. Just go ahead to blend this up here. I'm gonna do the same thing here as well. Next thing I'm going to do is, because I want this corset to have a kind of a shape in front, I'll come here at this side. I'll go up by 1.5 inch. Then I'll come here. I'm going to extend it by 1 inch. I'll connect that with my calf ruler just like this, like so. But if you don't want this shape, just go ahead and leave it like that. Right, this is up to you, it's optional. Now you notice that this dark that we took here, we did not add the allowance here. That's because this corset are really fitted on the body. If you really take note of it, this corset are really tight on the body. But if you want to avoid that, just go ahead and replace this dark that we took here. All right, now we're going to go ahead to draft the back piece. Thing I'm going to do now is I will extend this line here for the back piece. I'll be doing that with my red bow marker to differentiate it from the front. Alright, and I'm also going to put my nipple to nipple measurement, the same thing we did to the front as well. After doing so, I will connect it with a straight line. Now I will come here. I'm going to create my dark of 1/2 inch to the right and 1/2 inch to the left. I'm going to do the same thing. After doing so, I'm going to connect it all the way to my chest line. Next thing, after connecting that dark, I will come on my waist measurement. I'm going on my waistline, sorry. I'm going to put 1/4 of my waist measurement. That's 7 inch plus the 1 inch that we took out. Then I'll come here on my underbust. I'm going to put 1/4 of my underbust plus the allowance, the dark allowance. Okay, I'll simply do the same thing here, and I'm gonna do the same thing to my chest line as well. That's to put 1/4 of my bust measurement like we did for the front. Okay, next now we do is to connect those points together with a straight line like I did for the front as well. I'm repeating the same thing to the back. After connecting it, the next thing we'll do is to measure again whatever we have from here to here and divide it by 2. Okay, and connect it with a straight line as well. Now I will create my second dark. I'm going to come here. I'll create a dark of half inch and half inch. I'm gonna do the same thing here as well. Now I'm going to come here. I'll go down by 1.5. I'm gonna connect it all the way to my chest line, like so, for it to match up. That's because I want to have a kind of a shape behind, but if you don't want yours to have this shape, just go ahead and leave that straight line. The next thing I'm going to do is I will still come here. I'm going to repeat the same shape here at the back as well. Went up by 1.5 inch. Then I will come here at this downer part. I'm going to go down by 1 inch. Connect it to that 1 inch. Remember, this is optional, all right? Connect this all the way, and the next thing we'll do now is to go ahead to cut that up. Before I go ahead to cut this up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like in a the yoke of this top for those who want to use the yoke for this top. So you're simply going to come here, you go down by 3 inch for the neck deep, and go for the neck width, you're going to go in by 3 inch. That's 3 by 3 inch. Connect from the neck width to your soldier slant just like this. Then as well, you're going to do the same thing to the back piece. Okay, this is just an example, but if you don't want to use this yoke, there's no need for you to do so. So the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to cut this up. Before I go ahead to cut this up, what I will do is to number it up, so by the time I'm cutting this on my fabric or joining it, each piece, I will know which one goes to the other one. I'll put this to my center front, one for my center front. Then I will come here, I'm going to put 2 for my side front, and I'm going to come here, I'll put 3 as well for the side front. Then here I'll come here, I'll put 4 for the back and 5 as well for the back. The next thing I'll do is to cut this up. Now watch the way I'm cutting it, so you don't go ahead and mess up all your piece. All right, so after cutting this, we are actually done with this pattern. So I hope you all love this tutorial. Do not forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe for another DIY coming up very soon. These are all the pieces. I'll go ahead. Here are all the pieces put together, including the yoke. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you on my next project. Bye bye.